Homeward Bound, written by Ellen G. White.
Risen, he's risen, forever glorified. Risen, he's risen, King Jesus is alive.
Jesus, God's gift. February 25th. He is risen.
He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come, see the place where the Lord lay. Matthew 28, verse 6.
An earthquake marked the hour when Christ laid down his life, and another earthquake witnessed the moment when he took it up in triumph. He who had vanquished death and the grave came forth from the tomb with the tread of a conqueror, amid the wailing of the earth, the flashing of lightning, and the roaring of thunder.
Christ came forth from the tomb glorified, and the Roman guard beheld him. Their eyes were riveted upon the face of him whom they had so recently mocked and derided. In this glorified being they beheld the prisoner whom they had seen in the judgment hall, the one for whom they had plaited a crown of thorns.
At sight of the angels and the glorified Savior, the Roman guard had fainted and become as dead men. When the heavenly train was hidden from their view, they arose to their feet, and as quickly as their trembling limbs could carry them, made their way to the gate of the garden. Staggering like drunken men, they hurried on to the city, telling those whom they met the wonderful news. They were making their way to Pilate, but their report had been carried to the Jewish authorities, and the chief priests and the rulers sent for them to be brought first into their presence. A strange appearance those soldiers presented. Trembling with fear, their faces colorless, they bore testimony to the resurrection of Christ. The soldiers told all, just as they had seen it. They had not had time to think or speak anything but the truth. With painful utterance they said, "It was the Son of God who was crucified. We have heard an angel proclaiming him as the Majesty of heaven, the King of glory."
The faces of the priests were as those of the dead. Caiaphas tried to speak. His lips moved, but they uttered no sound. A lying report was then given to the soldiers.
When Jesus was laid in the grave, Satan triumphed. He dared to hope that the Savior would not take up his life again. He claimed the Lord's body and set his guard around the tomb, seeking to hold Christ a prisoner. He was bitterly angry when his angels fled at the approach of a heavenly messenger. When he saw Christ come forth in triumph, he knew that his kingdom would have an end and that he must finally die.
Risen, he's risen, forever glorified. Risen, he's risen, King Jesus is alive. Join us tomorrow for another devotional reading by God's grace. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of ourselves, it is a gift of God.